Davis, not in person, but here we are. Cut to the chase, episode 77, I believe. We're getting closer and closer to the 100, but I'm not counting. Today, we are talking set to sell meeting. Now, everybody that listens to us knows I'm a huge fan of Tom Panos, right? And Tommy always says that you sign a listing, the first thing you should do is go and see them back, sit down with them and have the set to sell meeting. What is a set to sell meeting? Well, that's the meeting that you're going to frame the campaign, let them know what to expect. You're going to be talking about, hey, the first offer might be the best offer. You're going to be talking about the open homes. You're going to talk about how you plan the feedback and all of the questions. Like, remember what we talked about a couple of episodes ago, the art of anticipation. So the set to sell meeting is what you're going to tell your vendor, how the campaign is going to be structured and run, so there is no surprises. Now, where you do this set to sell meeting in person, or where you do it like I do, I've got a 10-minute video that I've send out as soon as I sign a listing. That is completely up to you. If you're signing one listing a month, man, you bloody better do it in person. If you sign 20 listing a month like myself plus, then hey, maybe a video suffice. But I think it's very important that you do this because then there are no surprises, correct?
Correct. And we say it time and time again, we list the property, the first report comes in, you've just got to be so careful with your language. Anticipate that they're going to get feedback this low, not asking you to take it. We're just asking you not to ignore it. It's just foretelling all the things that are going to happen. Even that little line I've heard you say recently, there'll be a few bumps in the road. It's okay. Nothing we haven't seen before. Preempting all the scenarios that are going to happen. That's what professionals do, right?
And if you don't preempt it, then you're going to look like a Muppet because you're going to get feedback that is, of course, not the level that we wanted because that's part of the game. You're going to get all of these golf balls thrown at you that you're not expecting. But if you tell them that certain things will come our way, we are better equipped to actually deal with them and the vendor is not going to get upset. Now, what are the things you're going to be talking about in the set to sell? I think the most important one is to talk about the first offer sometimes is the best offer. Let them know how you do the open homes. Now, the question that I get asked the most is, well, what do you tell your vendors because you don't do open homes anymore? Well, I tell them in the set to sell meeting that I work just like an aeroplane works. The captain doesn't welcome people on the plane. The captain flies the plane, takes off, lands the plane. It does the most important things. But you got a flight attendant that works into the plane. You got a flight attendant that gives you the food and the drinks. And that's the way that the plane is set up. Now, am I comparing myself to a captain? Absolutely not. I am not smart to be a captain. Otherwise, I'd be flying. And instead, I'm here stuck in Messi where the sun is always shining. People are always smiling, right? But the reality is that you got to let them know so they know and there is no surprises. What else would you say? And I'm we haven't discussed this until we jump. What else would you put in there?
Well, all those things, we've just come off those meetings, right? Low offers, explaining to them how low offers are your friend, how all variations are your friend. Nothing is set in stone. Trade options are your friend. We're working with conjunctionals with all other agencies to find you the best buyer. And one of the things that I find, Diego, is those magic words, we're never going to force you to sell for $1 less than you want to. We're going to give you lots of pieces of information so through the process, you can make an informed decision on fact, not on opinion and hope. And the language right the way through is so critical. But I can see everybody on this podcast, do you know what they're thinking?
What is the video?
They're going, because they're always tapping me on the shoulder. How do I get a copy of Diego's video? You got to list your house with them.
Correct. Give me the opportunity to show you the money. Show me the money.
Anyway, look, it's a great tip. And when you put it through, it's a cliche statement, but when you put it through that process and step them through, some get through it and sell, and some get through it and say no, and it's not enough. And what do? They blame the market. They don't blame Team Diego. That's the key, right? We've just come off a meeting, Diego, and they're saying thank you. And we only had one person through the open home. The process is working its way. It's magic. Love it.
Davis, I look forward to see you in person next week. Until then, stay safe. And I'll tell you what, if you got questions, get in touch with me. I am not, I'm always accessible. And yeah, I might charge a few dollars for a training session, but hey, the best that money can buy you is it's a training session with someone that has done it before, right? I always say, if you got enough, you go to Tom Panos. If you don't have enough, but you want equally as good, but from a practical point of view, you come to me. And
always selling. Always selling.
You're not cheap either, but people should come and tap your shoulders, because last week episode we've got a few comments. You listen to the people that have done it before and they're successful, right? Because if they haven't done it before, if they haven't failed, well, they're not really good at it, because they haven't been through the machine.
You and I are made out of iron, mate. We've been beaten a few times.
Oh, more than most, right? And our wives still do it every night.
Love your work. Ciao, ciao.
Pleasure, never a chore. Stay safe.
See ya.